A lot of people ask me how I started in my journey of personal development and working on myself. And, you know, one of the things that I share often with people is that the place that I'm in right now, where I empower women and help women and support women to become the best version of themselves, to transform themselves from the inside out, it actually comes from me having been in the client seat first. So I went on my personal development journey, and that's kind of led me to where I am now doing this work that I do. And my story, the reason why, I guess, the reason why I went on the journey to work on myself is because of my children. At the time, I had two children at the time, and I had a deep dissatisfaction and dislike for myself. I engaged a lot in self-blame. My negative self-talk was unreal. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I felt like I was a failure. I felt like my kids would do better without me. I was not in a good internal space within myself, but no one would know it. Like, no one would know. Anyone who saw LaYinka, I was crushing it at work. I was an awesome teacher. I got amazing results for my clients at the time when I was doing editing and writing coaching. I was, in the eyes of the people, I was accomplished, right? So I looked like I was good. I looked like I was set. I looked like I was fine. But inside, I had a deep dissatisfaction for myself. And I didn't realize actually how deeply dissatisfied I was with myself. Actually, if I'm honest, it was completely, I feel like, unconscious. It was simmering. It wasn't something that I was consciously engaged with, but I could see it being played out in my relationship with my children. I could see that I would have my angry outbursts, in my passive aggression, in my holding it down when I was angry and thinking that, like, listen, if you are a person, who gets you, when you are upset, you hold it down, you repress it, and you are just simmering with rage inside, but you like to slam the book, or you like slam the cup down or whatever, that right there is passive aggression. And that is not that is actually not a commendable trait. I once thought it was. It's a lie. It's not a commendable trait to repress your anger. It's not a commendable trait to hold things down and bottle things up and then spray that mess onto your children. It's not. Maybe not even onto your children, maybe onto your parents or onto your siblings or onto your spouse or your colleagues or the stranger down the street. It's not okay. It's actually important to get that, to work on that, and to check that and to sort that out, right? So that was where I was at. And I remember at the time, I think it was in 2014, I had a meltdown with my kids. I don't remember what it was, to be honest. Don't remember, but I remember going into the bathroom, tears streaming down my face, and just thinking, what the hell is this? You are such a mess. You are such a failure. And then looking at myself in the mirror and not knowing who the heck I was, and then asking myself, if you were to die today, LaYinka, what would your children say about you? And for me, that was it. The answers that came up from that, okay, yeah, I'm just embracing the tears if they come up. The answer that came up from that question were like, they were painful. They were a stab in the heart, and then twisting of that knife. It was, oh my goodness, it was ugly, it was painful, it was shameful. Like, what would my children say? They would say, Mum was just angry. Mum never had anything good to say. Mum could always point out the flaws. Even when I did something right, she couldn't even praise me or acknowledge me. She always had something to say, like, about something that was possibly wrong. Mum was like always shouting, always raising her voice. It was from those answers, and I was like, nah, no way. No way are we leaving this world like that. No way are we leaving those memories as your lasting memories for your children. No way is that going to be your legacy, LaYinka. From that point, asking myself that question, it was game on. I need to get this fixed. I need to work on myself. I need to sort myself out, because I realized how much damage I was causing my children. I realized how much I was harming them, for real, like for real, harming them. And I knew that it was vital for me to make change. I couldn't pretend like I couldn't walk away from those answers and pretend like something wasn't wrong. Something was deeply wrong. And so I, from that point, decided to face my mess and embark on the journey. And that's why I made the choice to change, because of my kids. Now, some may see that as being, oh, you know, you wouldn't change for yourself. You had to change for your kids. Listen, I needed a why, and I had my why. I'm not, and that's why I don't knock people who want to change themselves because of their children. Because if it is a catalyst, if your children are the very thing that allow you to look in the mirror and say you are a mess and you need to fix up, then it's better than living in a place from a place of delusion that everything is okay when things are not okay. So it's not a matter of shame because I didn't want to change because of myself. I wanted to change because I realized how much of my own mess was impacting children who will be the next generation, you know, and the future of tomorrow, right? So if you're kind of like in the space of thinking, like either judging me for it, like whatever, but you maybe even judging yourself that you're not good enough and there's something wrong with you and there's something less within you because you have an external why, an external reason why you want to make change. Let me let you know that it's perfectly okay to have that external why. There is nothing less worthy of your decision to change just because it has an external why. And often, if you really think about change and people who do change, it's because there is an external problem, right? When someone embarks on a journey of transformation and change, it's because they see something external outside of themselves, and that's why they want to change. So it's perfectly okay. And so if you are in a space, if you're a mum, or I guess not even just a mum, but just thinking, I want you to kind of think like how you are right now and the impact you're having on people's lives, to ask yourself that same question that I asked myself. What would they say about you? What will they say about you? What is the legacy and the memory that the people around you have of you based on their experiences of you? And if you're a mum, what will your children say about you? And to get real, because I hear people say, yeah, they'll know that I tried my best. Yeah, they'll know that I was there for them. But from the memories that you have created with them, from the memories that you continue to create with them, from the way you show up with them, what are things that they're going to take with them as memories of you into their lives as they're growing up? And I invite you to get real. I invite you to get raw. I invite you to be just hella honest with yourself and not sugarcoat it, because sugarcoating it will not get the change that you know that you need to make.